Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Jankovich, ready to read you another great story. Today's story is about yoga. Ready? Let's go. The Happiest Tree, a yoga story by Uma Krishnaswamy, illustrated by Ruth Jayaviran. Mina was excited about the play her class was writing, a new and improved version of Red Riding Hood. She laughed out loud when they decided that Grandma would chase the wolf. She liked figuring out how the story would end for the woodcutter, and she loved painting the sets until she spilled the paint. "It's okay," Mina's teacher, Mrs. Jackson. But Mina felt terrible. When the class chose parts, Mina pretended she wasn't interested. "Mina, everyone gets to play a part," said Mrs. Jackson. Mina shook her head. All she could say was, "I can't. I'm too clumsy." Mrs. Jackson would not take no for an answer. "Of course you can," she said. "You can be a tree. We need lots of trees in the forest." Soon it was time for the first rehearsal. Walking into the stage, Mina hoped she wouldn't stumble. She hoped she wouldn't trip. But then she stumbled. She tripped. She almost fell. "Mina!" groaned the others. Mina wished she could fall right through the stage and become a disappearing tree. At dinner that night, Mina drooped. "I'm the worst tree in the world," she said. "Why?" asked Mom. "What happened?" Mina told her parents about the rehearsal and how she had tripped and stumbled.
"It's all right, Mina Rani," said Mom. "It's just that your arms and legs are growing really fast. That can make you feel clumsy sometimes."
"You don't have to be perfect," Dad added. "Just try your best."
"I'm perfectly clumsy," Mina said sadly.
The next day, Mina and her mother went to the Indian grocery store to buy rice and flour and spices. There was so much to see. Mina whirled around looking.
"Careful,"
cautioned Mom.
"I'm being careful,"
said Mina. She leaned forward to look at a little brass bell. A bag of rice toppled over. "It's all right," said Mrs. Vora, the owner of the store. "Let her look." She gave Mina a piece of mati to munch on. The spicy flavors of the crumbly snack danced in Mina's mouth. "Thank you, Auntie," said Mina. Mrs. Vora was everyone's auntie. Suddenly, Mina saw something that made her fall gup-chup silent in astonishment. Through a window in the back of the store, in the room beyond, she saw feet. They rose up into the air. They stayed very still. Then slowly they went back down. "That's one of our yoga classes," said Auntie. "Would you like to join my children's class?" "I'm too clumsy." "Clumsy schmumsy," said Auntie. "Just try it and see, nah?" Mina watched the window. Now hands rose up in the air. Mina raised her own arms. She joined her palms over her head. "Oh my," Auntie said. "You're doing better already." So Mina agreed to sign up for yoga class. Yoga class was not easy, but Mina tried her best. She breathed slowly and deeply. She stretched like a rubber band. "Let's do the cat pose," said Auntie. "Breathe in, arch up, breathe out, down. Breathe in." Mina breathed in and out and arched her back up and down, but then she lost her balance. Her foot shot out and she nearly hit the yoga cat behind her. "Now frog pose," said Auntie. "Down on your knees, sit back on your feet, knees wide open, bend your body forward." Mina bent her body low, but when she tried to put her hands on the floor to rest on her lily pad, she fell over. During rehearsals for Red Riding Hood, Mina tried to be still and quiet, but her feet had trouble staying rooted. She kept looking around. She laughed at all the funny parts. She wanted to say the lines when her classmates forgot them. "Mina, stay still," said one of the other trees. "Only your branches are supposed to move," said another. "Shh," said a third. Mina tried her best, but it was hard keeping her arms and legs from moving around. In yoga class, though, Mina's arms and legs learned to work in smooth, slow movements. She stretched out flat on her stomach and kept her feet together. Then she propped herself up on her arms and raised her head, turning left, then right in the cobra pose. One day, Auntie announced, "We're going to try the tree pose." "Oh no!" cried Mina. "I'm a terrible tree." Auntie looked puzzled, so Mina explained about the class play. "I understand," Auntie said, "but a yoga tree is different. Just take a deep breath, hold it for 2 seconds, do, and let it go." Mina began to relax. She rooted her foot and raised her arms. She breathed and breathed. She calmed down. Her worries went away. After a few weeks, Mina found it easy to breathe slowly and deeply in yoga class. One day, when all the children were sitting in the lotus pose, a thought lit up in Mina's mind. "I can't change my body by how I feel inside," she realized. "If I am quiet inside, my body will be still. That's what yoga is really about." Mina hugged her thoughts to herself. It filled her with gladness. She imagined herself standing tall and still, growing roots in Red Riding Hood's forest. On the night of the performance of the new and improved version of Red Riding Hood, Mom and Dad drove Mina to school. Mina and her classmates put on their costumes. Mina's sweatshirt and tights were stretchy and soft, but her tree branches tickled and her roots scratched. "Don't worry, Mina Nami," said Mom. "You'll be fine." "We know you'll be a great tree," said Dad. "On stage, everyone," Mrs. Jackson announced. "It's time to start the play." That was when it happened. As Mina walked onto the stage, one of her branches snagged Red Riding Hood's cloak. Then Mina's right foot stepped on the roots of her left foot. She tripped. She almost fell down. "Mina," whispered the other trees. "Mina, leave your broken roots behind," said Mrs. Jackson. "Just do the best you can." Mina kicked her way out of the pile of roots. She looked around for a place to hide. How could she be a tree without her roots? Through the curtains, Mina saw the audience gathering. She found Mom and Dad. She spotted someone else, too. Auntie had come to see Mina be a tree. Mina knew she couldn't hide, so she started her yoga breathing. In, out, in, out. She got so quiet she could feel her heart beating. Then she stood up straight in her best tall tree way, raised her arms high, and took her place on stage. Never mind those silly roots, Mina thought. She would grow her own yoga tree roots right into the floor of the forest. The curtain opened and the play went on. Grandma chased away the wolf. The woodcutter became a recycled paper salesman, and Red Riding Hood wrote a play about her scary day in the forest. Through it all, Mina took deep breaths and let them out. She was still when she needed to be still. She moved slowly and carefully when she needed to move. Best of all, she knew she could do this again, anytime she wanted to. Mina was the happiest tree in the whole forest.
What did you think? Did you learn anything about yoga? I know I did. I think I'm going to try some of those poses. Maybe we can do some together in the coming weeks. All right, See you soon.